Hello, Counterpunch coaches. This is Lisa, and today I wanted to just go through one of the ways that we prepare our boxers for getting up from the floor. This is a really important part of the work that we're doing. Many people with Parkinson's stop walking because they are so frightened of falling. And when they say they're frightened of falling, really what they're frightened of is not being able to get up if they do fall. So both of the people that you're going to see in this video, Betsy, who's the lady on your screen left, who's had a knee replacement, and Alan on screen right, who really just generally struggles with his mobility, are working on the strength work that is necessary to get up from the floor with ease. We're starting with a push pattern movement using a box. In a natural environment in the house, in the garden, there's almost always something that's about seat height for people to be able to put their hands on and push. So you see neither of these boxers are capable of an entire push-up pattern movement, but they are capable of taking their body weight into their hands and pushing, and that amount of pushing, which is both of their maximum push-ups, is enough for them to be able to transfer their weight into their hands so that they're able to get up from the floor. The second half of the movement that we practice is a lunge pattern movement. So as you can see with Betsy, we're encouraging a 90-90 degree movement where she's taking a very long split stance and getting down with her front foot flat. Alan has had an ankle fused. He really struggles to get all the way down into that position. But even though he struggles to get all the way down, he still gets down well enough to be practicing and strengthening both his legs and his upper body to come up from the floor. Please also note that we practice with both sides, so we lunge first with one leg back and then with the other leg back. Most people will have a preferred leg to lunge with. It's really important to practice both in case that somebody's gotten hurt when they've fallen down, or perhaps there's some gravel or the surface is unsafe. So as you can see, with practice, both Betsy and Alan get better and more confident with that movement. So my next instruction to them is please get down to the floor in whichever way works for you. And I would like you to watch to see how they solve this, how they make their way down to the floor, knowing that for both of them, it's quite a scary and uncomfortable thing to be doing. So Alan's gone for taking all of his weight into his hands and just dropping forward with those knees. That's his preferred way of getting down because of the ankle fusion. And you can see Betsy, she's really frightened to take her hands down off the box. That's her safety place. And now she knows she's going down onto the floor. Okay. Alan freezes. He struggles with his movement in that aspect as well as being stiff as well. So he is a little bit in a tight and frozen position. And even though we're this close to the floor, the idea of dropping and just landing on the floor is actually really frightening for him. Okay, so now we're going to put into practice the functional movements that we've been learning in isolation. So both participants are being asked to get onto their knees in whichever way works for them. Okay. So Betsy gets up on her own. Alan's struggling. I am supporting him, but I'm letting him do as much as possible. So though I haven't taken any of his weight, I've put my hand on and let him do it as he needs. So here we see both choosing a single knee or a will you marry me position. That's the way I teach it. Both taking their weight forward into their hands. There's that push pattern movement. And coming up, standing up, step together, and completing with hands on hips. So we've practiced these movements in isolation and strung them together to do something functional. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love to hear your strategies and tips for helping people learn to safely get up off the floor with confidence.